What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. It is almost the end of the year, guys. Trust, what a crazy year it has been for WWE. So many incredible moments, so many incredible moments, and some incredible matches. When it comes to WWE, I would consider 2021 to be the best year ever. I mean, so many crazy moments, so many crazy matches, and 2022 is gonna get even better because of the fact that we're kicking things off with WWE Day 1. So it's gonna be absolutely insane. I am actually excited for that. So for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a WWE. I'm actually gonna be doing a top 10 greatest moments / matches of 2021. The question is, which match made the cut? Guess we'll find out right now. But before we get started, we do have some honorable mentions. One of the first honorable mentions is Pretty Deadly versus Mustache Mountain for the NXT UK Tag Team titles on NXT UK just a few weeks ago. This rivalry had been brewing for quite a while now, and Mustache Mountain picked up a massive victory over Pretty Deadly, with the fact that Trent Seven has been wanting those titles ever since Mustache Mountain first introduced, quote unquote, introduced the titles to the brand just a few years ago. And this was an incredible matchup, but the way it ended was kind of sus, to be honest. It was kind of sus just because of the fact that there were a lot of people who were expecting Pretty Deadly to win, but Mustache Mountain picked up that massive W. The next honorable mention is Nikki ASH cashing in Money in the Bank to win the Raw Women's title the night after Money in the Bank on Raw. This was interesting because Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, if I remember correctly, battled in a rematch for the Raw Women's title. I believe it ended in a disqualification. Rhea Ripley attacked Charlotte Flair, which allowed Nikki ASH to cash in Money in the Bank and become the Raw Women's Champion by hitting Charlotte Flair with a cross body. It's interesting because when it comes to Nikki ASH or Nikki Cross, she was an odd one. She was an odd superstar, but she was so good at her craft. And this was an incredible moment, but I felt like this deserved to be in the honorable mention because she was only Raw Women's Champion for only a month. So yeah. Next up, the third honorable mention, or actually the honorable mention at number 3. The previous one was in number 4, and the last one after that was at number 5. So at number 3, we have Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver for the undisputed Cruiserweight Championship. This is interesting because as you guys are well aware, in 2020, Jordan Devlin defeated Travis Banks, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Angel Garza to win the Cruiser. Actually, was it Garza? Let's see. Let me go back onto my book. Let's take a look. Let's see. Angel Garza, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Jordan Devlin, and Travis Banks. Yep, I was right. In a fatal 4-way to win the NXT Cruiserweight title. When we hit the pandemic, once COVID started, I know I shouldn't have said that, but still I had to. But when COVID started and everything had shut down for most of for the latter half of 2020, Jordan Devlin had to stay He had to stay back in the UK in his home in Ireland, and we needed a Cruiserweight title in NXT. So NXT General Manager William Regal said we're gonna have a tournament to crown a interim cruiserweight champion. That being Santos Escobar when he portrayed himself as Elio del Fantasma, and he had defeated Drake Maverick in the finals to crown a new champion, which was a crazy matchup, but that was when he became cruiserweight champion, and for the rest of 2020 and for the first quarter of 2021, Jordan Devlin kept saying that he was the cruiserweight champion. Santos said the same thing. So once everything started to lift up over in the UK, Jordan Devlin was able to come over to NXT here in the States and was able to compete on NXT. Thus the ladder match at Takeover Stand and Deliver took place. And Santos Escobar picked up the victory, but it was only because of the fact that the rest of Legado del Fantasma got involved. Coming in at number 2 in the honorable mentions, we have Grayson Waller attacking Johnny Gargano on NXT. It was the night after NXT War Games just a couple of weeks ago. I don't even have to say anything else. I have nothing else to say about that. Well, coming in at number 1 in the honorable mentions, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. We all know, if it wasn't for Heyman and if it wasn't for the Usos, Brock Lesnar would have won. There, I said it. Don't at me in the comments. But now for the actual top 10. Coming in at number 10, Biggie cashing in Money in the Bank to win the WWE title against Bobby Lashley. Biggie has been a part of WWE for so many years, since I think since 2012. So literally almost a decade. Excuse me. Almost a decade in WWE, and he's still hungry to be the best. And you guys know, in 2020, both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were injured and they were taken out of the picture. So Biggie was like, okay, what do I do? Do I wait? Do I wait until the rest of New Day come back, or whoa, what's up? Kofi was like, dude, no. Do you go out there, just hard 'em, and be Big E? And he was like, okay, sure. He ends up becoming Intercontinental Champion to end 2020, and he's ending 2021 now as WWE Champion. How did he win? How did he get to become WWE Champion? Simple. He competed in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was an incredible match, by the way, absolutely insane. And he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, held the briefcase for well over a couple of months, and by the time SummerSlam came to an end, if you will. Bobby Lashley was in a match with Randy Orton, and Lashley injured his knee. Biggie came in, cashed in Money in the Bank. Lashley was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm hurt. It don't matter if you're hurt. You're still the champion. You got to defend the title no matter what. And Biggie became WWE Champion. This was kind of similar to how Kofi Kingston became WWE Champion back in 2019. But now, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say, I believe I said it before, I'll say it again. Kofi Mania may be gone, which honestly I don't think it should have ended the way it did. But now I guess you could say that Biggie Mania is running wild. I know that was a bad joke. I know. But that right there was an incredible moment. Coming in at number 9 is Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne for the NXT title at NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. This was actually quite the interesting matchup because Finn Balor and Pete Dunne had never been in the ring together one-on-one, and there were a lot of people that were speculating that maybe we could have seen Kyle O'Reilly, get yet another shot at the title, but unfortunately that did not come to pass. However, this match was pretty cool because this was a match of contrasting styles. You had Finn Balor, who is a high flyer, a risk taker, if you will, and a hybrid athlete, if you will. He was able to master pretty much all forms of wrestling styles, strong, Japanese strong style and whatnot. Whereas opposed to Pete Dunne, he's more of a rugged European athlete with a submission arsenal, if you will. So this was kind of an interesting matchup. But of course, that match ended with Finn Balor picking up the victory, I believe via disqualification, if I remember correctly. I believe it was via disqualification. No. Balor defeated Pete Dunne with the 1916 to retain the title, but it was after that that pretty much made all the difference because Pete Dunne, Danny Burch and Only Lorcan came in, attacked Finn Balor. Then the Undisputed Era came in, which was Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. And Adam Cole kicked both Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly in the face. Thus, the heel turn for Adam Cole came to pass. And this matchup was pretty cool. I put this at number 9 because of how that night ended. Only because of how that night ended. I felt like it deserved to be at number 9. I wanted to put it at in number 7 or number 6, but this definitely deserved to be at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the men's War Games match from NXT War Games just a few weeks ago. Honestly, this was an incredible matchup. The way it was set up was just absolutely perfect. I mean, this whole thing started when Tommaso Ciampa defeated Von Wagner, LA Knight, and I believe Cameron Grimes, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who it was. I'll have to take a look on my phone. Let's see. Let me go to WWE's YouTube page. Big shout out, of course, no copyrights. Let's see. Playlist. Let's see. I am literally looking back right now. Let's see. No, okay, now I remember. It was Tommaso Ciampa, Von Wagner, LA Knight, and Pete Dunne. Originally, it was supposed to be Kyle O'Reilly, but Wagner took over after a vicious assault by, I think, by Legado del Fantasma, if I remember correctly. But after that matchup, everything started to boil over with the fact that LA Knight and Grayson Waller were going at it with over who's going to be the host of Halloween Havoc, with Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa going at it, trying to figure out who deserves to be NXT champion, with the rivalry between Pete Dunne and Tony D'Angelo, with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams and Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis, it all boiled over, and it just nobody could contain the these entities, and so when Braun Breaker came out, War Games, and that was how this match came about. The way it ended though was kind of, I honestly was kind of bullshit, because of the fact that had Carmelo Hayes not have ripped the referee, 2.0 Team 2.0 would not have won. They would have lost easily, because of the fact that Ciampa and Dunn have been in War Games before, so they know the dangers of War Games, and they know how much and they know what lied ahead by stepping inside a War Game. So this matchup was pretty cool though. Braun Breaker did pick up the victory over Tommaso Ciampa, which was incredible. Now they're even at 1-1, so this coming Tuesday at New Year's Evil, the rivalry comes to an end. So no matter what happens, this will be the last time that Braun Breaker will challenge Ciampa for the title. Next up, we have Edge versus Seth Rollins 2 on Smackdown in Madison Square Garden. This was incredible because Edge had not competed, in Madison Square Garden in well over a decade. And when Edge came back earlier this year, back in January at the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match, coming in at number 1, mind you, which was absurd, we thought that Edge was not going to do it. We did not think he would do it, but shockingly enough, he fucking did it. He pulled it off and won the men's Royal Rumble match. But unfortunately, could not pick up the victory at WrestleMania. Then came Edge's return again, right after Hell in a Cell, if I remember correctly. Right after Hell in a Cell, Edge came back, told Roman, I want your title. And he got the match for Money in the Bank, but Seth Rollins was the one that wanted the match to begin with. So the match between Roman and Edge took place, but Seth Rollins came in, got involved in the match, kicked Edge in the back of the neck. Roman hit Edge with the spear, picking up the victory, and that's what led to the rivalry between Edge and Rollins. Starting out at SummerSlam with Edge picking up a victory over Rollins via a submission, which then led to this match in Madison Square Garden. And despite how it ended, this was an incredible matchup between these two. It was as if wrestling's past met wrestling's present, if you will, which was incredible match. But again, the way it ended, everybody was in shock. Like, dude, no, do not take this dude out. Do not retire this dude. Everybody was like, no, don't you dare fucking do it. Don't you dare do it. But all in all, this was an incredible matchup. But coming in number 6, since we're talking about Money in the Bank, John Cena returning to WWE after Roman's match with Edge. So after the match ended, Roman Reigns picked up the microphone and said, now the whole world can acknowledge me. And once we heard that music, everybody was like, no, this cannot be him, this cannot be him. Yep, sure enough, it was him. And Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, the way they addressed it was absolutely hilarious. Michael Cole was like, oh my god, Cena's here. And Pat McAfee was like, where is he? The way he said it, it was just hilarious. I have to admit it was funny. But John Cena, threw up the Too Sweet, which represented his match with Bray Wyatt last year at WrestleMania in 2020, and that Firefly Funhouse match, which was a fucking abomination. I don't know what the hell that was. That was not right. I'm just being real. That match was not right. But we all thought that he was going to turn heel or he was going to become a different person. Nope, he was still the same John Cena. But this was absolutely insane because of the fact that we know how good John Cena is in the ring, but when it came to a big main event match like SummerSlam, truth be told, he could not deliver, and this was like the only one of very few matches that Roman Reigns was able to win on his own, which is rare. You guys know when it comes to Roman Reigns, he can't win matches on his own. He's got to have help, whether it's the Usos, whether it's Seth Rollins, it doesn't matter. He's always needing some sort of assistance to win or retain a championship. SummerSlam 2021, not the case. Not the case with this one. Moving in at number 5, we've got the Fatal 4-Way NXT title match. Ciampa, Dunn, Knight, and Wagner on the first episode of NXT 2.0. The first NXT 2.0 ever, because you guys know September 7th, 2021, a couple months ago, was the last NXT that was black and gold. Now we're under, I guess, paint. I don't know. I don't know. But this match took place on September 14th, 2021. This was pretty cool because we were supposed to have seen Kyle O'Reilly get involved in this match, but because of the heinous because of the assaults on but because of the assaults by I think by Legado del Fantasma, if I remember correctly, Von Wagner came in and saved Kyle O'Reilly from being dealt even further damage, and management was like, you know what, you're in the Fatal 4-Way. Go out there and kick some ass. You can bet your ass he kicked some ass, all right. But of course, the match ended with Tommaso Ciampa picking up the victory, and it was incredible. It was an incredible match. Like, probably, I would consider this match to be one of the greatest NXT title matches we have had in years. Because it showcased 3 of NXT's best from the black and gold era and one of NXT's newest stars of the new NXT. It was the perfect main event. I would consider this matchup to be again one of the greatest NXT title matches in history. Coming in at number 4, we have Walter versus Ilya Draganov for the NXT UK title and NXT Takeover 36. Last year, 2020, in October, we saw Walter face off against Ilya Draganov. You're wondering, how did this come about? Let's go back to February of 2020. Right around that time, Ilya Dragunov had competed in a battle royal to determine who would face Walter for the title at what was supposed to have been NXT TakeOver Dublin. We were supposed to have a takeover in Dublin, Ireland, but unfortunately it did not come to pass because of the pandemic. Then it was supposed to have been scheduled for the summer of 2020. It didn't come to pass either. So WWE pretty much just scrapped it and be like, you know what, we'll just leave it alone. And so once NXT UK came back to live action instead of showing off reruns every single week like they did for the latter part of 2020. In October, we finally got the match we've been waiting to see for months. Walter versus Draganov for the title, and the way the match ended was absolutely nuts. If you guys saw that match, you will know. But that was a crazy matchup. Given the fact that it was chop after chop after chop after chop from Walter onto Draganov. The match was so brutal. I don't even know how to describe it. It ended with Draganov passing out to a sleeper. And we did not think we would ever get to see the match again, but we did. We got the chance to see it again at Takeover 36, the rematch that we've been waiting for months. 4 months. And this was absolutely nuts. It was a match 10 months in the making, and Ilya Draganov made Walter tap out to a sleeper of his own to win the title. Here's the thing. Walter had been champion, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 873 days or something. Let me go back. Extreme Rules, Takeover 36. 870 days as NXT UK champion. Walter was champion for 870 days, which is the longest reign ever in the modern era of WWE. Ilya Dragunov made the impossible possible. His first loss in NXT. In NXT. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I decided to put this at number 4 because of how much hype this match had, starting out in February of 2020 up until this point. Up until this point, the hype was just so good. Absolutely incredible. Coming in at number 3, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the Smackdown Women's title at WrestleMania 37. It was on night 1. Night 1's main event, and this was actually history in the making on several occasions. Number 1, Sasha and Bianca had become the first 2 black women to main event WrestleMania for a championship. And two, this is the first time that we've had a one-on-one women's title match at WrestleMania, and I'm not counting the triple threat match that we had in 2019, where it was Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, winner take all. This was an incredible match because this was a match that a lot of people were expecting to see. Excuse me. When Bianca Belair got drafted to SmackDown, and Sasha Banks became SmackDown Women's Champion by defeating Bayley inside Hell in a Cell. Everybody was like, okay, we need this match. And we fucking got it. And this literally lived up to the hype. It was absolutely incredible. Despite Bianca Belair using her hair as a whip on Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair kicked her gear into overdrive, no pun intended, with the 5Ds reference. But she kicked it into overdrive and became SmackDown Women's Champion and held the title up until SummerSlam, which we all know how that came about. But this match, absolutely incredible. I don't even have to say anything else about it. Coming in at number 2 is Roman Reigns versus John Cena for the Universal title at SummerSlam. I had already talked about this, involving the number 7 and the number 6 spot. I already talked about it. If you guys want to go back to that part of the video, you can go ahead and check it out. But coming in at number 1, and this was kind of a hard one to to determine. There were so many incredible moments, incredible matches that deserved to be number one. But this one, I truly believe, deserved it because of how bitter the rivalry was. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, unsanctioned, at NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. The reason why I put this at number one was because of, and going back to the match from number 9, Pete Dunne and Finn Balor for the NXT title at TakeOver Vengeance Day. This all started when Kyle O'Reilly was given the chance to face Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. I believe at TakeOver 31, if I remember right. I think it was TakeOver 31. I actually want to go back. Let's see. TakeOver Tampa. We were supposed to have had that, but that did not come to pass. TakeOver 30. Nope. I believe it was TakeOver 31, if I remember right. Yes. TakeOver 31, Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly for the NXT title. It was that was an incredible matchup. Showing Kyle O'Reilly a lot of respect. That was an incredible matchup. As was what was it, New Year's Evil, if I remember correctly, that we saw. It was somewhere around there, but yeah, that was incredible, an incredible match between those two gentlemen. Those two tore the house down, and leading into TakeOver Stand and Deliver, Adam Cole was the one that formed the Undisputed Era with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, with Roderick Strong being added into the mix, and Adam Cole took it out. Adam Cole ended the Undisputed Era, which was honestly sad because I was a big fan of the Undisputed Era with how dominant they were in NXT, and we had this matchup unsanctioned, and this was I don't even know how to describe this matchup. This was absolutely insane, but it was so good because it showcased how good Kyle O'Reilly is as a singles competitor, but here's the thing: we know how good Kyle is as a tag team, as a tag team competitor. But as a singles competitor, we didn't really see a whole lot when he was in the Undisputed Era. But with him out of the UE and going at it on his own, we were able to finally see how good he was in the ring as a singles competitor. And throughout all of 2021, up until his departure, he did incredible one-on-one. But he ended up going back into the tag team scene with Von Wagner, and we all know how that came about. So this matchup definitely deserved to be number one. But I want your guys' opinion. What is your top 10? I wanted to know your top 10 moments / matches of 2021. Let me know in the comments. I really want to see those comments. What you guys believe is the top 10. Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more, and you guys want to see more WWE videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.